Whatever your choice from the snack bar, things go better with Coke. We're now just 1 minute away from the beginning of our next feature. For your convenience, our refreshment stand will remain open after the feature begins, so you still have time to add to the fun of watching the movie. Before we begin our next feature, we'd like to remind you to replace your speaker before leaving the theater. If it is accidentally damaged, please notify someone at the refreshment stand. Again, thank you for coming out to the drive-in tonight. As you leave, please drive carefully and come back soon.
This drive-in theater is radioactive. Now you can hear tonight's show on your AM car radio. Turn your ignition key to the accessory position. This will not drain your car battery. Now turn on your radio and zero in on the following AM station.
Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. Promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go!
It's refreshment time, and our refreshment stand is loaded with good things to eat. There's crispy, crunchy popcorn, and hot, delicious buttered popcorn, lots of candy, and frosty, refreshing cold drinks. Why not treat yourself at the refreshment center now? As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.
Hurry, hurry, step right this way, folks, for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, taste-tempting candies of finest quality. Enjoy popcorn, exploded into tender, delicious, crispy bites of crunchy goodness. Enjoy the tops in cool, refreshing soft drinks. If you want to enjoy some refreshments, this is your opportunity. There will now be a short intermission.
10, 9, 8, 7 minutes to go.
Hey, Mom. Yes, you. Why fuss and fret about dinner? Why not have it right here? Yes, this drive-in offers everyone in the family a real picnic treat for dinner. We've got delicious sandwiches with all the trimmings and your other dinner favorites, plus whatever you want to drink, hot or cold. Come early before the show starts, or eat while you're being entertained, or at intermission time. So why fuss? Give your family a tasty dinner at this drive-in.
What is it? Hey, why, it's Buttercup. Popcorn, add sweet butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy. Crisp and crunchy. You'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup. Popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
Show starts in 6 minutes.
Time for refreshment. Refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And, of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Show starts in 5 minutes.
You hungry? Looking for a tempting treat? Hold on till I absorb some heat. Some added tang might please you, too. I'll slide into an oven-fresh bun, and I'm ready for your eating fun.
Why don't you try a juicy good hot dog? Mmm, delicious.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The management of this drive-in theater is happy to announce you can enjoy your favorite form of movie entertainment regardless of rain. No longer will it be necessary to let rain spoil your fun. Now you can keep your windshield clear and dry with a drizzle guard. Simply attach it to your windshield, and in a jiffy, you're enjoying the movie without constantly running your windshield wipers. A drizzle guard will save you gasoline and wear and tear on your battery. After the show is over, all you do is take off your drizzle guard, roll it up, and it's ready to be used again, just like an umbrella. So next time it rains, don't sizzle in a drizzle. Get yourself a drizzle guard and enjoy the show. Drizzle guards are on sale now at the concession center.
And now meet the star of our show.
symbol of a treat that quality made famous. America's most famous ice cream treat, Eskimo pie. Creamy, delicious ice cream made even more exciting with smooth, rich chocolate coating and wearing the label of quality known the world over. Eskimo pie, the treat you know is tops because it carries its pledge of quality right on the back of the bag. Be sure you save the bags for valuable premiums. Get famous Eskimo pie at our refreshment stand now. It's America's anytime taste treat. Finest ice cream, finest chocolate. It's delicious.
Show starts in 2 minutes. Show starts in 1 minute.
Monsters do have their place. In the zoo, in your nightmares, in the deep, in your favorite horror movies. But not in your living room, on your TV. Don't let pay TV be the monster in your living room. Pay TV and cable TV companies are seeking the right to charge you for the very programs you now get free. If you want to stop pay TV and save free television, sign the petition in the lobby of this theater. Let your lawmakers know how you feel in the fight against pay TV and cable TV.
Jim Rex? What's Jim Rex? Would you believe a movie audience guide presented as a public service by this theater's management to help you select your motion picture entertainment? Well, that's what it is. And we urge you to learn these rating symbols and use them as a guide for you and your family. G means suggested for general audiences, all ages. M, suggested for mature audiences, parental discretion advised. R, restricted, persons under 16 not admitted unless accompanied by parent or adult guardian. X, persons under 18 will not be admitted. This seal in advertising indicates that the film was approved under the Motion Picture Code of Self-Regulation.
And now, on with the show.
Show starts in 8 minutes. Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. Promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 7 minutes.
It's refreshment time, folks.
Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on. Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
Show starts in 6 minutes.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Father, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith, and there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Show starts in 5 minutes.
We're happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here. And while you relax and stretch, visit our concession where you'll find something to please you. There are ice-cold drinks, delicious sandwiches, ice cream, coffee and snacks, and many other pleasing treats. Our foods are fresh and tasty, our drinks satisfying and refreshing. They're so good.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Visit our snack bar and treat yourself to some delicious Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches. Cook the Castleberry way, slowly over open pits of glowing charcoal, then seasoned with a sauce that's zesty, yet delightfully mild to please the entire family. Also at the snack bar, you'll find popcorn and soft drinks and candy and French fries to go with your Castleberry's barbecue sandwiches. There's plenty of time before the movie starts, so visit our snack bar right now for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
Show starts in 3 minutes. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
And now, on with the show.
The next show will start in 10 minutes. The next show will start in 9 minutes. The next show will start in 8 minutes. The next show will start in 7 minutes. The next show will start in 6 minutes. while you're relaxing and waiting for the next show to begin, visit our snack bar. The next show will start in 5 minutes. The next show will start in 4 minutes. The next show will start in 3 minutes. The next show will start in 2 minutes.
Check, check, testing. Ah, fuck it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, world. How are we today? What's going on, dude? A couple of days away, bro. Let's get excited. Get excited. My room here. Check this out. You wouldn't notice by the disaster in the foreground, but everything back here has been kind of organized and cleaned up. So now I just need to worry about that end of the room. It's pretty cool. No, what's going on, man? What is wrong? Oh, bad day at hardware compound. Oy. Don't let it get to you, man. Don't let it get to you. Don't do it. Oh, I need more coffee. I just need lots of coffee. I didn't get shit for sleep last night. I just laid there all night long. I just laid there. I finally, about 3 o'clock, I took a leak and started to get some sleep and then got up. There you go. I was like, oh man, it's time to wake up. I just got to bed. It's horrible, man. So what's going on, dude? What's up? What's happening? Talk to me, little brother. It's a viewer's choice this week. So, movies. Your favorite movies from the 70s and 80s. Your favorite music from the 70s and 80s. Choose an artist and I'll pick out an album, or choose an album that you know I got and it'll be the album of the day. There you go. Oh man, I gotta catch my nose. I got to catch my nose because it's running away. Don't worry about it, but I do worry about it. I do worry about you. Mainly because nobody worried about me when I was your age, so I find it real easy to worry about you. Sorry. That's just the way it is, brother. It's just the way it is. So, yeah. So it's pretty much viewer's choice all month. I am not going to do any programming. I am not going to be getting into any educational films or old-time radio shows this month. Mainly because I don't have the extra hard drive. But also because I just want to get into other stuff. And by just putting a blanket promo on my channel that says, look, this is what's happening. I didn't even mention video time machines in my promo, so I don't necessarily have to do it if I just don't have the time. Mainly, I want to spend time, well, with my house guest. I want to spend time getting my house ready. I want to spend time with my daughter and my wife. I also want to spend a lot more time with my guitars. So I am trying to carve out a lot of time for all of that stuff. My living room, I just need to drag shit out of here. I've organized everything, I've tidied up, I've got left in here what I want left in here. Now I just need to move everything out. And then I'm going to bring in 2 boxes of 8 tracks. Maybe 3 or 4 boxes of 8-track tapes and sleeves. And then over the next month, I'm going to be going through all of my 8 tracks and cataloging and categorizing and trying to make heads or tails of them. Because come the end of November, on Thanksgiving weekend, I want to go out and set up a little booth and do some vending, sell off some of this stuff that I just have an overabundance of. So there you go. at some point in September, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have this table set back up in here. And I'm just going to keep going through my 8-tracks. I may set up two more tables in here, just so I've got room to spread out and, you know, empty a box onto the table, shuffle them around, use other tables to categorize them. I've got to order up some, I got to order me up some baggies soon. And magic eraser stuff. I think that's going to be the next deal. I've probably got one whole box, really big box, overfilled with unopened 8-tracks. I mean shitloads. And that's cool. Because I'll sell most unopened 8-tracks flat out $10. You want me to restore it and rebuild it before you take it? Another $5, depending on the cartridge. So, what do we got here? Oh, I got $3 in points at the pot shop. Nice. Nice. When you spend, you earn. Totally. I'm an old guy, so when I go to the pot shop, they're like, oh, look, old guy discount, cha-ching. Which is pretty cool, because then I can afford to get the better weed. A little bit better stuff. Better for the pain, sir. Pain. That's pretty funny. Pain. I was talking to somebody in a text the other day, and they're like, dude, how's it going, bro? And I'm like, well, you know, any day is, to paraphrase, any day above ground is a good day. And then the pain sets in. I didn't hear anything else from that person. It's like, oh God, he's going to go there. I wanted to talk about my own stuff. Oh no, heaven forbid we should have to talk about his stuff. So that text conversation ended abruptly because I mentioned that I was in pain. I don't know if that's the reason it ended, but it sure felt like it. Alright, so I am, at this point, going to be here until 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is just under 2 hours away. Okay? And what I'm going to do here is, this is my morning show agenda for last week. Not really filled out too well because, well, we was kind of busy. So I'm going to put this one away in the old notebook. It is now officially filed in there. And then I'll fill out a new one. This is for the week of September 8th through 12th, 2025. And today's date is the 8th, and then 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. This is going to be episode 111, episode 112, episode 113, episode 114, and Friday will be episode 115. Woo! Woo! Tomorrow I have scheduled, because I hadn't decided to do this viewer's choice thing, I've got Scooby-Doo scheduled for tomorrow. Well, that'll probably change. I'll probably want to do Scooby-Doo on a day when I'm better equipped to handle Scooby-Doo. So we're gonna erase that from tomorrow, and we're gonna write in whatever people want to talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about, and that's what we're gonna put here on the old schedule. So basically I can keep track of it as far as what's been on and what hasn't. So I don't do repeats. I try not to do repeats. Repeats is kind of a drag. So when somebody chooses something for the day, we'll go ahead and write it up so that, I'm going to get rid of some of this crap here, so that we can keep track of it. That's all. So there you go. Let's see. It is Monday Movie Memories, so I will take suggestions for a movie, 70s, 80s movie, and some music, some 70s, 80s music. What do you got? 70s, 80s music. Joey's around, so I'm kind of thinking I know what he's thinking. But let's see if we get anything from anybody else here. First come, first serve here, of course. Of course. So totally. So this morning we're looking for an album from the 70s and 80s, or an artist, and then I'll try to fill in the blanks. And then we can look at an actor, a director, or an actual movie of the week. Just give me a hint, give me a clue, and I'll bring something to you. At some point I'm going to bring in, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of DVDs, and oh gosh, maybe 1,000 DVDs, and then hundreds more VHS tapes that I've got stashed away. Whew, I'm telling you, pick a Tatsuro album. I will do that right now, brother. Alright. Tatsuro, Ride on Time. This is one that I have not heard yet. So this is great because I can just take it from here and stick it into the albums of the day over there. So this is from 2023, right? Is this new or old? This is old. This is old. Tell me this is old. Tell me this is old. This is from 1980. All right. So this is Tatsuro Yamashita from 1980, Ride on Time. It has Someday, Daydreams, Silent Screamer, Ride on Time, The Door into Summer. Ooh, The Door into Summer. That is a great Robert Heinlein book. My Sugar Babe, Rainy Day, Clouds, and Kissing Goodnight. Oh, I can't wait to hear this one. All right. Excellent. So there we go. I think maybe we have heard this one. It's a remaster. Okay. I think we heard this one when you were here. I think maybe you put this one on because the album is back in the jacket. And I know when I got them, they were all outside the jackets. So I think maybe we did hear this one, but I'm going to put it on again because it sounds intriguing. I am going to bring in some books. The Door into Summer. It's a great book. All right, so we're just waiting for somebody to show up who wants to give us a 1970s, 80s movie to talk about. Hopefully it's something that I have here with me, or perhaps an artist or director, and then I can just kind of take it from there. So once again, the album of the day is Ride on Time, Tatsuro Yamashita from 1980, and thank you for the suggestion from Joey. And also thank you for the album. This is a gift from Joey, so thank you. This is great. This is great, man. While we discuss Tatsuro and what our movie of the week is going to be, I'm going to load a bong here because, man, when we get done here this morning at 7, I have to go jump in bed. I do. I've got to take my daughter to university today. She's gearing up to go on her birthday vacation. So she's trying to stay on top of things. Last night she was up late reading and quizzing and reading and making notes. That would be neat if that song was based off of the book The Door into Summer. That would be way cool for there to be that Heinlein connection there. Because I find a lot of Heinlein connections with things that I love, and then all of a sudden, there it is. There's the Heinlein connection. Robert Anson Heinlein, probably my favorite of all science fiction writers. Well, get on over here and take her, and then I can take a long nap. Yeah. My favorite artist, writer, author, novelist. He was also often tasked as creative consultant on the on some of his movies. Destination Moon. Now that one there. That's a great movie. Joey just made a suggestion that I translate the lyrics on The Door into Summer. The Door into Summer. Totally. That's because it is in Japanese. Japonese. Ah, here we go. Uh-huh. And there it is, I believe. Yes. I'm trying to B1. That's it. B1. Okay. Let's see, baby. Let's see if I can use this phone. This phone doesn't like. I don't like this phone. It's an Apple, and I'm just not a Apple guy. It's like that guy that said he was watching a tech show, and the guy on the tech show said, if you're over this age, you have no reason owning a frickin' iPhone. Let's see. There's B1. Okay, there it is. Select all. And then what? Oh. Okay, let's just, this is not good. Twirly. Well, this is ridiculous. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. This guy doesn't know shit. This guy doesn't know shit. Alright, at some point, I'll figure this out. I looked it up. It does reference the book. Okay, thank you. Because I'm clueless when it comes to using these technical devices, these things from the present, which are pretty much my future, right? Because I see everything as I do from the 80s as a kid. And so when I get these devices and these technical things, I just feel like an old fart. That's great. Do you read much, Joey? Or does it feel like schoolwork? You're still young, so it's possible that reading feels like schoolwork. A lot of people just don't like to read because they did enough of it in school. right? I'm never going to read again, damn it. But then again, some people are like, oh yeah, dude, I read like everything, anything, all the time. Me? Not so much. I get into these phases where I have to read, and then I read like 3 or 4 books in a row, and then I'm off doing something else, you know. I'm sure it'll hit me again. Ooh, manga, right on. Totally. I like mangas, man. Like, they're cool, you slice them open, they're all juicy. What I don't like is that big giant pit right in the middle of the mangas, you know. Yes, I know. Remind me when you're here. We've got some comic stuff and some how to draw comics, how to draw manga stuff. Paper, pens, that kind of. I'm always throwing stuff at my daughter to try to get her into something. You know, if she says she's into this, I'll throw a bunch of stuff at her way, and then how to create it. She's into music, so I'll throw pianos and ukuleles and guitars and stuff at her. You know, something's gonna stick. That's what I figure. Just give the opportunity enough times, and something's gonna stick. So, totally, though, you know, I'm going in. Cover me. Totally. So, I think for the next 3 or 4 months, I'm just going to be doing a monthly promo. I think we're just going to leave the promo for September the way it is for the month of September. Come August, I'll change it. Come August. October. And then November, and then December. And then I think at the beginning of the year is what I'm going to come back in full force with new elements to the show. I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to get back to Minecrafting Monday at this point. My daughter is, you know, up to her eyeballs in school, getting ready to go to Chicago. And I'm not about to say, so honey, have you got that game ready for me? I mean, it's like, you know, it's the furthest thing from my head is to fuck with her head. So I'll ask her at some point, if you have time in between schoolwork while you're taking a break, see if you can get that thing to work. Otherwise, I'm not going to force the issue. It's starting to cool off. I'm going to heat up my coffee, do some bong hits, do some recording here, and write down what we've decided this week already. So our main dog, only, you know, the alpha, he's only the main dog because he says so. Nobody else believes him. But so our main dog, Sam, he gets up and into bed with us every night. Little Oliver, he's like the guy who wants to be in charge, right? He gets up into bed, he goes right to the end of the bed and curls up in a little spot and lays down all by himself because he's a loner. Sam, he gets right up, comes, sits right on, uses you as furniture and leans up on you, right? That's Sam. So when it's bedtime, he'll just come sit up right next to you and go to sleep. And then when I'm ready to go to sleep, I've got to coax him to move, or I've got to prop him up somewhere else. So last night, it was an easy move just to flip him over onto the pillow between us. My wife and I there's a pillow that sits between us so that when my arm does this in the middle of the night, I don't smack her in the face. So there's a pillow block there to keep, because my arm comes up every night. Either side that I'm laying on, here comes my arm, and it comes flipping out. So rather than her wake up in the morning going, why does my head hurt, right? I keep a pillow there. Well, Sam, he likes to sleep on a pillow, up on somebody or up on a pillow, and he's learned to use pillows. So I flipped him over last night onto this pillow between us, and his upper body and head were crashed out on this pillow. And I went in there this morning, just a minute ago, to get my shirt for the day. And I looked over there, and there he was, in the same spot on the same pillow, facing toward me now. He was facing toward my wife, but now he was. So he actually got up and moved and laid back down on the pillow, halfway up. It's just silly, right? It's just silly that I should even care. But he's a funny guy. He really is. I love that dog. They're going on a carrot diet. We're gonna replace their treats. Their treats were usually a little tiny nibble off of whatever you're eating on your plate, right? A little snack, a little treat. Where they got fat. So we're going to start giving them carrots. We're going to chop up a carrot, peel and chop a carrot every morning and stick it in a bowl of water and stick it in the fridge. And then when somebody eats, they can just take a couple little pieces of carrot, put it on their plate. And then when it comes time for them to get their piece at the end of that meal, well, they can just have some carrot. And then we have to, I hate to say it, but we have to regulate how much kibble they eat. I initially put kibble down all the time because Sam, the alpha, when we brought him home from the street, he would dig in the trash. And the easiest way to keep him out of the trash was just keep kibble down. And that worked. We picked the trash up and kept kibble down. But now, since he's been fixed, he's just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. So we gotta regulate his eating now. Not that I want to, but just gotta do it. It's for his own good, right? It's for his own good. Because he'll just eat and eat and eat and eat. He doesn't really. He snacks all day. He never really has a meal. It's never really meal time. If somebody's gone and they come back, he'll run in, he'll grab a few mouths full of food, come bring them in and sit there and share them, right? And then throughout the day, he'll snack. Usually it's when something happens. Somebody comes in from outside, he'll grab a bite. Natalie comes out from her room, he'll grab a bite. He's just kind of a social eater, really. So I hate to pick the food up because it's just part of who he is. So I think we're just going to start taking away the bad foods that we give them. You know, the little bits of human food. Because I know it's not good for them. But I'm a sucker for those eyes. It's those eyes that kept dogs from going extinct, right? Okay, so today, the album of the day is Ride on Time. Tetsu. Tetsuro. Yamaha. What? There we go. So that's the album of the day. Right there. We'll wait for somebody to show up here so somebody else can pick something. And we'll see if we can get somebody to pick out the movie of the week. Something from the 70s or 80s preferably. I want to stay away from anything past the 80s. Pre-70s is okay, but post-80s? No. I'd rather do post-toasties, dude. I'm just not into it, man. I can't wait to bring in my Robert Heinlein books now. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them. I may put a shelf here somewhere else. I had some pictures on the wall behind, and you can see that one of them fell, one of them is skewed, and one of them is just kind of hanging there, ready to fall. So yeah, there you go. Things are not quite ready yet. You see these little shotgun microphones here. I emptied out a cabinet so that I could fill it full of stuff, and boy is it full. So these microphones, actually, they're from 1982. I actually have the original boxes for them, the little plastic cases, snap cases. So I'm going to clean them up, put new rubber bands on them to keep them from grounding out or banging, and then I'm going to box them. I'm going to box them back up, and I'm actually going to price them so that at some point they're going to get sold off, whether by me or my family when I'm gone. So I want to make sure that they get the right price for them. And then if I go through stuff and clean and restore and refresh everything and then price it, then later on I know that it's done, it's ready. It's got a tag on it. It's in a bag. It's in the right box, in the right pile of merchandise. Most of my electronics, cameras, microphones, receivers, mixers, all that kind of shit, everything that I have is like most of it, 98% of it is pre-90s. I'm not going to be selling off any of that stuff real quick. I do want to, at some point, use these things for a project, an actual vintage retro project. And so I know that all of these things are really going to come in handy at some point for that project. I don't know what that project is yet. I just don't. I have a TV guide here from 1976. This one is from September 11th through September 17th. All right, and this one here, we have Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is actually doing a special, a TV special this week. And I don't know what day. We're going to have to find out what day it is on. But gosh darn. Let's see what we have for cigarette ads. All right. So first of all, we have more and more menthol light 100s. All right. And Seagram's VO. So we've got 1 and 1. And what else do we have here? Oh, we've got Kent. There we go. Kent Golden Lights. Only 8 milligrams of tar. Well, that's great. You should time that by how many cigarettes you smoke a day. And no, that's not too bad. You're only going to kill yourself a little bit slower. There you go. We got some Miss America stuff here. So what was that, 3 or 2? That was 2. That was 2 cigarette ads and 1 alcohol ad. Here we go. This is a tobacco ad. This counts, so this is 3. This is tobacco. I don't smoke, I love tobacco. I got a rotten mouth, but I love tobacco. So here's number 4. Here's number 4. This is cool. This is totally cool, dude. There's number 4. And we're still in the back. Usually we get about 7. So, wow. And let me just run. There's not usually one on the middle. There's once in a while there's like one right in the middle of the actual. Ooh, these belt buckles. Oh, I would love to have one of these, any of these at this point. I mean, that is just awesome. Look at those belt buckles. Look at that. Old coins. That's a really, the top one, that's a bitchin' one. I would love that one. Totally. So we're at 4 cigarette ads, 1 booze ad. Oh, here's something. Here's something that I would also love to get. Is this 6-volume set of Happy Days books. Right? Fucking A. That is bitchin'. That is bitchin' stuff. I love their paraphernalia, right, for their shows back then. Let's see. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Tonight at 7:30. Nice. You know what? I just watched that over the weekend with my wife. It was like it had just been on for like 10 or 15 minutes, right? And as soon as I put it on, it was like, they're going to break into song. Boom. But that was an easy prediction, right? Totally, eh? Miss America, t-shirts, little portable barbecue, CBS Saturday preview. Check out this CBS Saturday preview. It's written up just like the comics, right? That's cool. That is cool. And the shows are, wow, Sylvester and Tweety, the Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner Hour, Tarzan, King of the Jungle, Shazam Isis Hour, Arc 2, that's a good one, Clue Club, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, Way Out Games, and CBS Children Film Festival. Wow. That's great. That's great. That's totally great. Okay, we're at what, 4 or 5 cigarette ads? I think we're at 4. Okay, Sunshine Saturday. Here's a good one. This is the one that does the Croft stuff. Look at that. Soupy Sales. Even back then, kids were like, who the fuck is Soupy Sales? Jeez, isn't that my parents' crap? Yeah. Wonderbug. Totally, eh? Alright, let's see if we can find any more cigarette or tobacco ads, any more booze ads. Because, you know, I like to see how they're selling all of this poison crap to us. It's not just the foods. It's everything. Okay, here we go. Here's 5. I like these. I like these. Look at those. Look at that. Isn't that great artwork? Look at that. I mean, I would smoke those Pall Mall Extra Milds just because they look cool, right? Look at that pack. I would carry those just because they look cool, right? So that's 5. And 6 now. Here we are. These are many reasons to smoke now, right? Wow. That's 6. Any more booze? There's always a recruitment. This one is for the Navy. There's always a recruitment page. This week we got the Navy. They switch it around. Everybody gets a week. They go their own week to recruit Americans. And last but not least, 7 tobacco ads. Marlboro Country, front page, right? Also, we see a voice still blowing in the wind. There's an interview with Bob Dylan. I guess if somebody shows up later and wants to read, we'll read a couple of questions and answers from this interview, right? Totally, eh? A rare interview. TV special this week. Cancelled. Totally. I like it when you can buy plants and stuff. Pet plants. Here we go. Here's a pet plant ad. Oh, it's a pet. Right? What makes it a pet is that this one eats stuff. This is one of those fly trap ones. The books. Read along. This is really cool. You know, so you can order your kids' books. Back when books were actually books, and not just little digital pages that could be easily edited. All right. And this amazing super growing species of tree soars into magnificence in just 1 year. Of course, I paraphrased that, if you'll notice. Look at that. Just 1 year of growth. It's got no roots, so of course it topples over onto your house or your car. Totally. Yeah, baby. Okay, so like, that's the TV guide for this week. In a little bit, we're going to read from, we're going to read from this TV guide here. And see what we get. Oh, you can also buy books. Books, any 4 for $1. Oh, this Adolf Hitler series here. 2 volumes. My father had that. He wasn't, he was into World War II, basically, so he had books from like all of the theaters of war. And those Time Life books on the war, he had those too. Totally. Yeah. Looking for any Robert Heinlein books in here, because he was still writing books at this point. I think he passed away in the 80s or 90s. I don't remember. I don't freaking know, man. Totally. The Lincoln Conspiracy. That was one book series my father had that we actually had to go see the movie in the theater because he had read the books. So, yeah, imagine going to the theater as kids and the first thing that you see are about like a dozen people being hanged at the same time. That's like the opening scene of that movie. And I'm like, wow, thanks, dude. This goes along. This pairs up great with all those stories of Vietnam. Yeah, and he never. At least it didn't feel like he was holding back when he was telling those stories about Vietnam, and I probably heard more than anyone. So, yeah, there was quite a few things that happened that had to deal with the Vietnam War that he was a part of. That I then became a part of because of his PTSD. I inherited some trace elements of PTSD. You know, just little things here and there. And that, you know, that's a thing. It's a thing. It's possible. Your family does pick up your PTSD in their own form. They get the handed down version of it, but it's just as difficult to deal with, especially if you're a kid or a spouse or something that just does not understand what that person went through. It's heavy. It's heavy stuff. I'm going to heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Wow, I just had a flashback to my childhood when let's see, I'm gonna say it was the late 70s. I'm probably 9 or 10 years old, maybe 11, and my parents were told by my father's father, who lived in Oregon at the time, and we lived in Southern California, natives. So he suggested that my parents bring us kids up and leave us for a week so that we could get to know each other and we could hang out with our cousins and that kind of stuff, right? Our aunts and uncles, actually, because my father's siblings, step-siblings, were all young, right? So we would hang out with our aunts and uncles as others would hang out with their cousins of their own age. So it was kind of weird. So my parents took them up on the offer, and we drove all the way to Oregon and dropped them off, or dropped us. They dropped us off. They just, here you go. They were there for a couple of hours. We hung out. We got to talk a little bit, and then our parents were gone. And I was just flashing back to dinner time in that household, where the adults, if you were over 18, the adults would sit in the dining room and eat. And if you were under 18, you sat in the kitchen, at the kitchen table, with the rest of the kids. Mainly you ate in the kitchen because you couldn't be trusted not to make a mess. You couldn't be trusted to shut up and behave, so you were put in another room to eat. And the kids in that household, my grandfather's household, the kids always ate early so that they could go to bed early. And I'm talking 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Everybody, all the kids, 7 o'clock. So we're eating, right? And we eat hot dogs. and all the kids are in the kitchen eating hot dogs and macaroni and cheese and beans and, you know, just the usual kid food, basically. Because we were just kids, the thought was not to spend as much money on children because they're just kids. What do they know? What do they care? They're just, you feed them anything, you know, feed them shit and keep them in the dark like mushrooms. So, and the thing was, is that night the adults had steak. The adults had these big 3-course meals, right, with all of the fixins. Mashed potatoes smothered in gravy with mushrooms and onions, and big giant juicy steaks, and big piles of this and hunks of that. And we were eating basically between, you know, the 6 of us kids, 7 of us kids, we were probably eating $2 worth of food, right? Back then, maybe less, maybe $1 worth of food. Pack of hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, and a can of beans, right? Back in 1977, that was about $1. That was about $1 worth of food. And meanwhile, the adults are in there scarfing down big. I can see the picture of the plate of food, the 2 different plates of food, and how in their minds they rationalized that it was okay, right? Children's steaks is what they called any meat for dinner that the kids ate. You're having children's steaks. What does that mean? Hot dogs or hamburgers? Don't get smart with me. And that's the way it was. And it flashed into my head a minute ago because I had, in the kitchen, had just flashed back to last night's dinner here. And there wasn't much to eat, and it was, my wife earlier had asked, well, I didn't plan anything for dinner, and I said, well, why don't you pull that steak out of the freezer and thaw it, and then you and Natalie can split that steak and have baked potatoes and beans or vegetables or whatever else you want to have with it. Well, what are you going to have? I had a children's steak last night. I had a hot dog. In fact, I commented to my wife that I had a combination of foods on my plate that I would, fair to say, have never been on a plate together before, ever in humanity, right? I had a little pile of tortellinis that we had a pack that we had cooked some out of, and there was some uncooked left over, so I took some of that and I boiled these little tortellinis. I put them on a plate next to a chili dog with cheese. And I would have to say that that combination has probably never been plated together before, ever. I'm just saying. Tortellinis and chili dogs don't usually go on the same plate together. But last night I was like, this morning, it just struck me that my wife and daughter were having steak, and I had children's steak. That week with my grandparents, with our grandparents up in Oregon, it didn't last a week. It didn't even last the night, right? Seriously. Oh, it was crazy. So that night, we have dinner early. And everybody has baths and gets cleaned up. And just about sundown, no, it wasn't even sundown, because that's what we thought was so weird, was the sun was still up in the sky and we were being told to go to bed, right? And the other kids were like, oh, yeah, we're ready for bed. And I'm like, wow, they got them trained. And we're like, So we weren't even allowed to stay in the same house as as our grandparents and the other kids, our aunts and uncles, we actually had to stay in a travel trailer, a little canned ham travel trailer in the backyard. Well, they were on like 20 or 30 acres or something, right? So around the back of the mobile home were some vehicles and stuff. And this little trailer they had set up with electricity and water and toilet and everything. It was like a little guest house, but it was just this tiny little canned ham, right? So 2 beds in the back and a table and chair that makes into a bed. So they put us in there at night, yeah, when the sun hasn't even set yet. So we've eaten, we've gotten cleaned up, we get shuffled off to the trailer, and they say, okay, good night. So we sit out there, quiet, dead, boring. And there was nothing to do. And we're like wide awake. We're like Southern California party kids. We're used to being awake until 10 to midnight on a regular schedule. And that wasn't going to happen here. The funniest part was my brother was only like 11 or 12, right? And they had sent with him a little plastic, rectangular, clear blue plastic container filled with rolled up joints. I kid you not, right? My little brother, 11, 12 years old. And they send him with these joints to a place where they know. My father's father once threatened him, if I ever find out you smoke marijuana, I'll kill you, right? It'll be quicker and better for you if I just kill you. So we're all sitting there, and my brother smokes. I don't smoke. My sister doesn't smoke. My brother pretends to smoke. Because we're just kids. I don't know why my parents sent the weed. So it just gets dark. It's just dark. And my sister's crying. And I'm like, oh, this is a drag, man. It's so quiet. I mean, it was just a drag. Just sitting there in this trailer, waiting for it to get later and later, waiting to get tired so we can go to sleep. And all we had to do was just lay down, close our eyes, turn on a radio or something, right? So Robert turns on a radio and he pulls out his little container and he lights up a joint, and the idea is that he's going to hotbox the trailer and get my sister and I a contact buzz, and we're just going to get sleepy and we're going to go to bed. So he does, and the place is filled with smoke. And then the door opens, and my grandfather and step-grandmother walk in. And they just turn white, right? And he just walks out, because he just wants to kill us, right? And we're just these stupid little kids, stupid little hippie kids. And I'm surprised they didn't take us down and get us haircuts the first day, because that's the way my grandfather is. So here we are. He's got his 3 little fucking hippie kids, and they're smoking dope in his trailer on his property, and he blows a gasket. And what's really bad is he doesn't say anything and he doesn't do anything. All he does is he wakes us up early in the morning before the sun comes up and grabs us and all of our stuff and throws it into the car, and he and my Uncle Pete, that's a year older than my brother, proceed to take us down to Southern California. They drive us all the way down, straight shot, right back down to my aunt's house in Ontario. And he dumps us off, and he says one thing to us on the way, aside from, what do you want to eat? Do you need to go to the bathroom? That kind of stuff. The only other thing that he said to us was, you know why you're going back, don't you? And we all shook our heads. Yes. Yes, sir. And that was it. That was the only thing he really said to us. And he took us to my Aunt Sandy's house and dumped us off, where we had just recently been to a family reunion, where at the family reunion, he's like, yeah, you guys need to come up. So my parents were barely in town getting back themselves, because they just took their time getting back, right? So it took them an extra day to get back. So by the time they got back, we're sitting there waiting for them, and they're like, what the fuck? You remember those joints? No! Oh, man. What a hilarious fucking event. No more children's steaks for us. From then on, it was just hot dogs. Oh, I still remember the look on my grandfather's face. You remember why I'm taking you. You know why I'm taking you back, don't you? And then the look on my uncle's face, a year older than my brother. Although at this time, our uncle, a year older than my brother, he was probably already smoking pot and screwing around, doing shit, right? Oops. You know what's really funny is that my uncle, who was a year older than my brother, he was in the military, right? I think he's in the army or something for a couple of years, just sort of peacetime, right? And my grandfather actually got him a post in the VFW in Oregon there, so he could go hang out with the guys. He never saw combat, but he was allowed to go there and hang out with the guys because, oh, Bob says he's all right. You know? Yeah. The old do as I say, not as I do, Bob. Yeah. You could never question him. He was right because he was older, right? He earned respect because he aged into it, not because he deserved it, but because he was older. Yeah. But then again, you know, and my father, of course, he would, you know, call him on that. I think he called him on that at a reunion that I wasn't invited to, but my father told me about it, that he, you know, how his father was up there on the dais talking about respect and how he deserved respect and how he gets respect and all this. And my father mentioned, hey, you know, respect is earned, not aged into, or some shit like that. And then came back and told me how proud he was that he said that, you know. And then, of course, there goes my father. You know, I deserve respect because I'm an old fart. But what exactly did you do to earn that respect from your family and your peers? What exactly did you do that requires you to get that respect? Tell me that, right? I don't deserve respect from anyone more than anyone deserves respect from anyone else, right? It's called courtesy. That's it. You know, respect. You know, that is earned. It is an individual thing. It's personal. It's between two people. You earn the respect of someone. With that, you know, you don't earn respect of someone by doing something, you know, over here. But then again, you never know. Never know. Yeah, so I guess, you know, it is earned. I guess some people can earn respect from others without direct contact, right? I was watching this, the last episode of that Katrina documentary by Spike Lee on Netflix. And the last part was pretty much taking pot shots at the government and the authorities for basically abandoning the Ninth Ward because it was mostly black people. And if you look at the history of the Ninth Ward, that it was sold, parceled off for a black community, and the properties were sold cheap basically because it was underwater, and they knew that it's going to flood. We don't want to live there. Let the blacks live there. But the last part of that documentary, you know, where they really, really came out with the truth. I love that. I'm not a Kanye West fan, but when he's standing next to Mike Myers and they're talking about aid for Katrina, and Mike Myers says something really important, and he's really, you know, he's really into it, you know, and he's really showing his emotion. And then he turns to Kanye West, and he waits for Kanye West to talk. And Kanye West says, President Bush hates black people. And Mike Myers is like, yeah, wait, what? Right? He's like, and he's trying to keep a composure, right? But he's like, whoa. And Mike Myers is Canadian, so, you know, what the fuck does he care? He probably feels the same way. But he's like, wow, this dude just said this on live television, right? And he's probably right. He's probably right. I mean, if you look at the way things are set up in America right now and over the last couple of hundred years, it's designed for many of us to fail. And it's set up for those at the top to just get richer and richer. It's designed so that the few at the top have the most, and the rest of us have to fight over what's left. It's just the way it's designed. Keep them scrapping, keep them hungry, keep them stupid, keep them barefoot, pregnant, whatever, you know. But keep them convinced that down here is where they should be. Now, we should all be on the same level. No matter how much money someone has, it should not dictate their power. Because the power structure in the United States is totally fucked up. But then again, it's been fucked up all over the world since like forever. Bonghead going in. Anybody? Cover me? Cover me? Ah. Okay, so it's after 6. Okay, so let's read some of this TV guide. Saturday morning. Saturday. Totally, eh? Totally, eh? Smiling Saturday morning. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. So we just saw the two, the ABC and the CBS. Here's NBC. Smiling Saturday morning. Yeah, Land of the Lost. Oh, Big John, Little John. Monster Squad. Now, that's a weird one. Monster Squad, right? That's got, it's what is a gopher from the Love Boat, right? Just before he moves to the Love Boat, he's on Monster Squad. Smiling Saturday morning, and then of course he just transitions right into into Love Boat. Okay. So anyway, we saw those 3 Saturday morning. That's pretty much what takes care of Saturday. Let's go to 7:30. Break it up. Okay, yeah, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is on at 7:30. That's awesome. Inside Television, a special, spectacular, star-studded comedy and variety with Nancy Walker, Tony Randall, Bill Cosby, Robert Stack, the Captain and Tennille, Jacqueline Smith, Farrah Fawcett Majors, Kate Jackson, the Charlie's Angels, Pat Morita, Susan Blanchard, Mr. T and Tina, Richard Bull, Richard B. Shull, and John Shuck as Holmes and Yo-Yo. Pat Morita, Mr. T. That's before there was an actual real life Mr. T. There was a Pat Morita and his character was Mr. T. Mr. Takanura, or Takanuma, Mr. T something, right? Okay, here we go. We don't have a Hollywood Squares today because of all the special stuff. So at 8 o'clock, we've got the movie Hercules from 1957. This is Monday, September 13, 1976. Hey, cheers! I totally... I love the TV Guide. Does the magazine even exist anymore? No, I think it's an online magazine. I think you just can go to... But maybe not, right? I don't see it in the stores anymore. Hey, peace. Good night, Joey. If I don't talk to you in the next couple of days, I'll see you at the airport Thursday. Friday. No, Thursday. Thursday, 12:30. Love your brother. Take care. Good night. Peace. Peace. Yeah, totally TV Guide. And WW, before you ask, it's a viewer's choice, and the Tetsuro Yamashita Ride On from 1980 is the album Oh the Day. Mr. Miyagi, yes, Mr. T, Pat Morita. Mr. Miyagi. So if you want to choose a director or an artist, actor from the 70s and 80s, I'll try to find a movie from that artist, actor, or director. Let's see, Over Easy Variety, Hugh Downs magazine show. The African Queen is also on at 8. At 8:30, the the Canada Cup of Hockey. At 9 o'clock, Inside Television, ABC 1976 special. Muy Agresido, the variety show in Espanol. Land Raiders, 1969 Telly Savalas movie. At 10, Andy Williams Variety. Masada, Monument to Freedom. And All in the Family. Jigsaw John. Jigsaw John, that's Jack Warden, is Jigsaw John. It's a detective investigation show. Talk Back. Talk Back. It's a Central California show. 2 members of the Fresno Unified School District, Superintendent Gerald Rosender and President Keith Chun, are the scheduled guests, undoubtedly talking about the school system there in Central California, Fresno area, dude. It used to be up there at the front of the grocery store. You're right. That's what was right. It was an impulse item. We used to grab one every week. We'd grab a TV Guide. It was one of those things that even if you didn't have much money, you budgeted in a TV Guide for the week, right? I used to spend a lot of time reading, browsing, perusing through the TV Guides. There was a lot in the little deal here. Let's see. B. Arthur, Maud. There we go. At 10:30. At 11, Love American Style, twice. On 2 different channels. This Island Earth at 11:30. Science fiction. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Johnny Carson, Fernando Lamas, Shecky Green, Gene Marsh, Kelly Garrett, James Hampton, and Dr. Joyce Brothers. Ew. Harry Reasoner does an ABC News at 11:30. Bob Hope trades quips with Jackie Gleason in How to Commit Marriage, 1969. I've seen that. It's not memorable, but I've seen it. 2 old great comedians doing a crappy movie. They probably didn't even get along. A little 700 Club, Back from the Dead, 1957. Ooh. Mary Hartman. And then, last but not least, at 1 a.m. tomorrow, We turned the set into a kitchen, and the scheduled guest is Arno Schmidt of New York's Waldorf Astoria. There you go. And that takes us into tomorrow morning, and we'll look at the comments here. You know, most grocery stores out here have a little magazine section, and it's just down one of the aisles where they've got a little stationery and maybe some kids' toys and a few other little hardware things, right? And they've got a magazine section. We don't have that anymore. There is a book and magazine section at Walmart that's pretty big, but at the regular grocery stores now, no, they don't have that anymore. They have a few magazines up front by the registers, and that's it. No big rack, just these little skinny racks on the corners. Sometimes there's a little half rack, but that's it. So think about a director or an actor, actress from the 1970s and 80s, and we'll pick out a movie, because it's Monday movie thing going on. I gotta heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Oops, pardon me, just making a bunch of racket, you know. I'm going to turn on my fan here, turn off this air, because, sheesh, it's getting a little chilly in here. What's up with the King Kong thing? Oh, okay. Well, see, everything's a disaster on this table in front of me, because I've been going through everything behind me here. I cleaned it up behind me. You can see that the shelves are a little more organized and everything's a little tighter and snugger and everything. So this is just the table in front of me here has just loaded with stuff I need to put away, right? And this is pretty neat. This is a one of those movie things that you would find in a video store, right? Or stuffed into a laser disc or something. But on the back, it's got the list of cast of characters, the filmmakers, all the information that you would see like on the end credits. So that's pretty cool. So that's just a little thing. I was going to put it in a frame, but my frames aren't wide enough. This is wider than a normal 8x10. This is more like a, I don't know, 10x12 or something. Would probably fit. We'll have to measure it and check it out. So it's been sitting up here with other stuff like this from the movie 10, and this is one of those video store display things, and there you go. There you are. There you have it. There it is. Totally cool. Totally cool. Stacked on a pile of yearbooks there from the old days. So yeah, anywho, yeah, that's the one with Jeff Bridges, the one that they did Universal Studios with the ape and the hand and stuff like that. You know, in fact, I remember going to Universal Studios back in the 70s, and I believe that was there, and it was like brand new. We did a couple of those cool things back when we were kids, mainly because my parents were selling drugs at the time, so there was always these times where like, oh, we got a bunch of money and let's go party. Yeah, Bo Derek was pretty gorgeous in 10. And then she did Tarzan Greystoke, and did that nude scene where the native girls covered her in that white mud, naked. Yeah, oh boy. Her husband, John Derek, he was a director, and he was always looking to put her in stuff and then get her naked, right? He was a kind of a perv. Man, I'd hate to be around a fly on the wall at their house, because I'm sure some weird shit was going down, man. You know, swinging parties and nudity and that, you know what? That's my favorite King Kong. I really like the Jack Black one. And of course I love the original one, but I think my favorite is probably the Jeff Bridges, who is that, Jessica Lange? Is that who that is? No, that's not Jessica Lange. That's the other girl. But boy, was she hot in that. And she's kind of a kook. And who is that? That's because it's right here, so I can just look it up. Jessica Lange. I was right. Dwan. Dwan. I switched the W and the A, so instead of Dawn, it's Dwan. Yeah. She is pretty... This is like introducing Jessica Lange in this one, I believe is what it says in the beginning credits. So, yeah, it is... she's just really, really kind of weird and flaky, and she's not a great actress. But she's got a couple of scenes there where she's almost naked, right? And that's like, to me, that's like the best, is when they're just almost, you know, nudity's nudity. You know, I grew up around nudity. Nudity's great. I like to leave a little to the imagination, you know. Totally, eh? And, you know, when it comes to ape rape, you know, I'm not a fan of that, eh? So, and the movie does get a little weird. That monkey's got a hormone imbalance, and he's like, oh, baby. Oh, baby. It's like, dude, stick to your own species at least. Man, she's like so tiny. No, great movie. Definitely my favorite of the King Kong stuff. Now there's that Skull Island one that I haven't had a chance to see all of yet, but that one seems really, really cool. But all of these new ones, they all rely too much on computer graphics and special effects. And yeah, let's see, what do we got here? Here's my unopened Betamax copy of King Kong with Fay Wray. And of course I mentioned Fay Wray in my song Let's Go to the Movies, because King Kong and Fay Wray, that right there was also mentioned in the song Science Fiction Double Feature, which was a movie song at the opening of which movie? Yeah, this is a 1983 copy, but it doesn't tell me what the 1935 version. If I get two choices, it's 35. Now I believe there is a 1920 something, right? That is a silent King Kong. This story has been told time immemorial. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. But this is my unopened copy, Betamax copy, of the original Fay Wray and King Kong. So there, totally. So, did we just do the movie of the week? Is this the movie of the week? Yay or nay? I'm gonna say yay. I'm gonna say King Kong. Any King Kong from the 80s down to the 20s, right? Any King Kong. Did you know that in the 80s they made a part 2 to the 1976 King Kong. Did you know that? Did you? I'm going to take a bong hit while you formulate your answer. Fine. Does that mean you agree with this being the movie of the week? King Kong. Or King Kong. Or King Kong. So there we go. Pick a King Kong movie from the 80s or the 70s or before. You know what? It's King Kong. What did they call it? Hey, good morning, Suze. What's up? What did they call it? Yeah? King Kong 2005. 1933. Fay Ray, 1976. 2005. Let's say King Kong sequel. King Kong franchise, yeah. Let's go to Wikipedia so we can find it all there. Wow. That's a lot of King Kong stuff. King Kong films. And they don't show it. King Kong Lives. Is that it? 1986. Dino De Laurentiis. So it is an actual sequel with the same director. This is a sequel to 1976, 10 years later. And reading from Wikipedia, this was the final Kong film in which the title character was portrayed using suits and practical effects. Everything else became computerized. So the story about King Kong... Ooh! I'm listening comments here. Yep. Good morning. Just waking up, doing some bong hits. A little coffee. So the story behind the 1986 sequel, 10 years later from the Jeff Bridges one, is that King Kong fell from the Empire State Building, or rather one of the Twin Towers in 1976, because it was taller, and fell to his death and died at the end of that movie. Well, in the 86 movie, the sequel, it turns out he didn't die. They actually found a way to resuscitate him and keep his body alive. Right? And then they went back and found a female ape, I guess. And they brought the female ape. And then at some point, Kong wakes up and wants to have a family or something, right? Do they artificially inseminate the female? I don't remember. I just remember that it's really weird because we saw him die, right? And now they show him in this big giant warehouse hooked up to giant machines, you know, keeping him alive. So that was weird. But yes, there is a 1986 sequel to the 1976 movie. Yeah, done by the same guys. Same guys. I don't remember who it was like a female doctor and a guy. I don't know, an ape wrangler or something. Arr. Weird movie. I've got to go in a half an hour. I've got to eat some breakfast and then take a nap. Today is university day, so I have to get my daughter down to the university at around noon. So I've got to get done here. I've got to eat a little breakfast. I've got to lay down for a couple of hours. And then short film King Kong and the White Woman, 1988. Huh. I'm going to have to write that one down. That one sounds interesting. King Kong and the White Woman, 1988. I'll give that a whirl. He was not in that 1986 film. It was a completely different cast. It was a weird story, and the special effects kind of reminded me of a Godzilla film. It was kind of weird and cheesy. A lot of models being smashed, right? And then I believe in that we get 2 apes in suits. You know, and of course one just has a nice feminine smile. That's how you tell them apart, I guess. Totally. So yeah, I gotta. At some point this week, I'm gonna get this all wrapped up here. The 2005 was the Jack Black version, and that was done by Peter Jackson, the guy who did the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Hobbit stuff. Peter Jackson. Yeah, I like that one. Adrian Brody. The girl in that one. She does a great part. I love. I can never remember her name. I love how she attacks that Fay Ray character, and I like how they address it. That, you know, it should have been Fay Ray. You know, it should have been Fay Ray, but instead it's this other girl. It's this other girl. You know. Films. 2005 film. Naomi Watts. That's who that is. Naomi Watts. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, we'll have to check that one out. Let's see. And what did you say, 1980 something? Oh my God, no way. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to put that down. Man. Like, you know, for sure. So anyway, I read through the TV guide this morning. The TV guide is the September 11 through September 17th, 1976. and the cover and the cover story is Bob Dylan's special on TV. So there you go. So let's, maybe tomorrow on Television Tuesday we'll you know, read that interview or read from that interview. I don't think we have time today. Madeline Kahn and Young Frankenstein putting on the Ritz this morning. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs from the 30s, 20s, and 30s. Yeah, he's, you know what, they're doing a sequel to History of the World, I believe. And he keeps talking about sequels to all of his stuff right now, all of his. So we just might see a sequel to Spaceballs. We might see a sequel to the aforementioned. Maybe even, you know, he's not going to do anything like Young Frankenstein. I don't think he's going to do anything, because we're missing too many people in those, you know. History of the World he can totally rewrite with new people, because it's, you know, that's the way it is, and they can just pop himself in there. But yeah, that should be interesting. Him at the helm of his own sequel to his own movies, I might do that. It just sounds like that scene in Spaceballs, right? The Spaceballs 2, The Quest for More Money. That's pretty much what it seems like. So, we'll see. King Kong versus Godzilla. You know what? I haven't seen any of these. I haven't seen anything other than, you know, 1933, 1976, 1986, 2005, and the, the Skull Island. I've seen a little bit of that. I've seen a lot of the animated show from the 80s, 70s, 80s. But that's it. I haven't seen anything else. Any copies of Heavy Metal magazine? You found some in the other day. Well, what year? What's the years on them? Talk to me. Who's on the cover? What's the year? No, but what I do have might interest you. Let me go grab it, because I was just looking at it the other day. Okay, open up this to make it a drawer. There we go. Ooh, Heavy Metal magazine. It's comics. Okay, comics. Comics. So, if we're talking about comics, then what I do have is a 1982 very rare Weirdo magazine. Right? Weirdo magazine. Only the best people read Weirdo. And you can totally look at the artwork here. In fact, what's really neat about this one is that at some point in here, they actually show you how to draw different characters and stuff. Little pieces of the sketches that this guy does. Right. So that's pretty neat. You know, that you get these little samples of stuff. Really cool stuff, and it's all comic stuff. Sometimes it's photographic, graphics, novel stuff, right? And then a lot of it's animated. The Return of the Pet Penis. I mean, it's just a weird, of course, it's a weird magazine. It's a totally weird magazine. So, yeah, lots of weirdness, lots of drawn nudity and that kind of stuff. Weirdo from 1982. And 81 is this drawing, but I believe this is an issue from 1982. Anyway, it's great stuff. Great stuff. So I do not have any heavy metal magazines, those comic magazines, but I do have that. And I thought we were talking about like a music magazine, right? Heavy metal. Rock and roll, Rolling Stone, that kind of stuff. Wow, I'm backed up on comments here. Yep, Heavy Metal movie. That Heavy Metal, the sequel, right? Frank Frazetta, right? The knockoff of Rolling Stone. I remember Cream too. Was that what it's called? Totally. Oh, I wish I had some Mad magazines. Some of the early ones. I remember some great ones. You know, when they were mocking the TV shows back in the 70s and 80s. Those covers were always my favorite. So anyway, magazines. I thought we were talking about magazines like, you know, like the Rolling Stone, or this is a local magazine from California, and basically it is a place for you to find what's going on in the music scene. In Southern California. BAM magazine. This is from 1983 December of 1983. Motley Crue on the cover in all their glory. This incarnation of Motley Crue, right, like, was my favorite. I had that hair right there. That was my hair. I had that back in the 1980s. I went to a girl and had her specially cut it for me, just like that, and would get it to stand up. And then I would wear all kinds of ripped up clothes and parachute pants and all kinds of stuff. A bunch of my friends and I, we were like, you know, let's pretend. So inside these magazines, we get everything that's going on in Hollywood and Southern California, but mainly Hollywood. Uncommon Valor. That is such a great fucking movie. Gene Hackman, Fred Ward, Red Brown, Randall Tex Cobb, Patrick Swayze, young Patrick Swayze, Tim Thomerson. Oh, I love Tim Thomerson. Robert Stack. It's a great fucking movie. Directed by Ted Kotcheff. Produced by John Milius. So there you go. I would have to say my favorite character in this movie would have to be Randall Tex Cobb, and then next Fred Ward, because they're just they're such great dudes. Here's an ad for Sony Walkman right here. That's pretty cool. December 14, 1983. There you go. So this just gives you a little bit about what's going on. The guitar store. You know, I better drink some coffee. State-of-the-art music stuff. And then, oh, here we go. Cover story. Hollywood Blowout. Kay's Music Store in Reseda. It's totally in Reseda. A new Fender Strat from $2.99. Nowadays you can get those, what are those little Strats called? The Squire. You can get a Squire for a couple $100. It's not really the same. But if you're just learning on a guitar, fuck, get a Squire. You know, a lot of music stuff here. And then at some point, somewhere in the city, at some point it shares with you what's happening locally. You know, we got Cheapster, Cities on Fire at the Troubadour. Oh, I've been at the Troubadour before. Local bands from our hometown went to the Troubadour, so we had to follow them. Wow. You guys and your comments, it's hard to keep up with you. Subscription to Relics Mag. Ooh. Old High Times. I'd like to dig through some of those. Those are cool. Totally. Yeah, man. The Crew. Yep. Oh. Yeah, Sunset Strip. What would Joan Jett do? That's awesome. That's a good thing. What would Joan Jett do? Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. That's what I would suggest. See? I may not be here, but at least I'm quick. What the hell did he say? The Troubadour. Vertigo at the Troubadour. That's awesome. Oh, this 4-track recorder. That's cool. That's bitchin'. By Aria. $800. $800. Steeler. Call them heavy metal. Steeler. Totally, man. Michael Bruce. Yeah. Hellion and Warrior. I've seen Warrior before. Warrior. VVSI. What the hell is that? Tommy Gunn. Tommy Gunn. Oh, that guy sounds familiar. At the Troubadour. The Troubadour. Totally. Mad Dog Studio. 24 and 16 tracks in Venice. Totally. This recording stuff. Random Q at the Troubadour. There you go. All Cali music. Totally. Night Beat here, and this is going to tell us what's going on out here. Max Havoc, London, Rockway, at the Troubadour. Also Candy, VVSI, Cordra, Carrie Doll, Saint Valentine, Sin Bitch, Prisoner, Great White, Titan, La Vida Hot Springs. Wow. Attention keyboard players, guitar players. We're looking for somebody, kids. Gazaris in Hollywood. Totally. Chippendales, Club 88, Club Lingerie, Fake Club. Huh. Call for information about the Fake Club. What the hell is that supposed to be? John Anson Ford Theater. Oh, that's right, across the street from the Hollywood Bowl. I remember that place. So sitting at the Hollywood Bowl, looking across the street, going, "What the hell is that?" I had to get on the maps and find out what it was. I'm like, John Ford. I never heard of that. Got more Troubadour, Rockway. Yeah, dude. Cordra. Totally Cordra, dude. San Fernando. San Fernando, dude. Let's go to San Fernando. The beaches. Totally. Oh man, I'm missing the comments here. Oh, see? There you go. There you go. Steve Winwood. Steve Winwood, because he's a woodwind. Yeah. Man, what's really neat is to go out down Sunset. You get up in Hollywood, you get on Sunset, and you drive Sunset all the way to the beach. Boom, and it comes right out on the beach. And then you shoot down a little bit to the pier and just park and walk. But if you get there at sunset, people are setting up bonfires and shit. The pier lights up. It's really awesome. It's really, really awesome. Yeah. I gotta do that. I gotta fucking do that, man. Gotta get out there. So that's that one. Let's see. Some that we'll look at later on. Hagar, Aronson, Sean, and Shreve. Rock on the Live Edge. This one's from 1984, January 13th. Huey Lewis and the News. This one is from October 21, 1983. Compact discs. The Future of Audio, ? There, you know what? The future is an arc. It's a full circle because now we're back to LPs. So there you go. Oh, pardon me. It's either digital or LP or what have you. Mod Alert from September 23rd, 1983. There you go. Always free. It's a free magazine in Los Angeles. So it was always, when you go to LA, it was always wise to grab one of these freebies. You know, they have a desert one out here that's got all the stuff going on. So totally. Let's go down to the Sunset Grill. That's what's a Glenn Fry? No, not Glenn Fry. The other one. Fred Ward. That's it. Yeah, it's Buckaroo Banzai. I'm sorry, it's the other one. Rima Williams. That's it. Totally. There you go. See, learn something new every day. Steve Winwood with the Grateful Dead in '92. So there you go. I'm going to load up one last bong here. I'm going to be bursting at the seams here by the time the show is over. You know, because I'm going to have to go in there and pop. I got to go wee all the way home. So it's viewer's choice all week. The viewing started this morning with Ride on Time, Tatsuro Yamashita, from 1980 is the album. Yeah, Traffic, Blind Faith, Blood Rock. There's a whole bunch of those weird bands, those supergroup bands from the 70s. The movie of the week is King Kong. Pick one from the 80s, 70s, or earlier. And that's that. I am going to wrap it up here soon for the day. There is still no Minecrafting Monday on the horizon. Not until my daughter gets situated with schoolwork, and when she feels comfortable, I'll get the Switch and I'll be able to play some Minecraft again. But until then, we're just going to kind of leave Monday alone. We're going to leave it alone. We're gone Mondays in the afternoon anyway, and so that's kind of a it's kind of a hit and miss. Whether Hooyah, that is the call sign from my old time radio here in Southern California, KMET 94.7. Hooyah. hoo-ya to ya. And that's that. Totally. And that is an original poster from the 1980s. So I'm going to be wrapping it up. We're going to come back tomorrow, and it's viewer's choice all month long, so you guys can decide exactly what we want to talk about, right? So this being the first day of that, it's going to be, I have to go for just a second. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Plants vs. Zombies. What the hell is that? Yeah. What's up? Yeah. So my apologies for running off. The coffee got the best of me, and I had to let it go. And then, of course, my old plumbing, forever to start, forever to stop, whatever. So I took care of business. I'm here for a few more minutes while we wrap things up. It reminds me of Friday's show. I went long on Friday. I had just entered my 4th hour of being live, and the electricity just went off. The whole neighborhood, the whole town, everything went off. So I'm going to try to remedy that. I don't know how. I don't know if by putting a power backup on the modem would do it, because I'm assuming that if our power goes out, then the local server might go out, but then they're probably on their own backup. So what would probably happen is the signal would get really strong, I would assume, since everybody else is off all of a sudden. So what I want to do is get a battery backup for that, so that I can plug in the modem and the cable box up there into, and a camera, into the power backup, and then have a power backup over here for my 2 laptops. Actually, they don't need it, but the monitor and the audio video mixer does. The computers have battery backup for hours. So if I had that, I could stay alive long enough after the power went out to actually end my show properly. But I was kind of bummed. It's, you know, anticlimactic. I just went away. Did I go away? I was buffering. Sometimes that happens. I didn't see anything here, but then it might have frozen and canceled and come back. That happens. So there you go. All right, last bong hit of the morning, and then I'm going to have some breakfast. I was just thinking the other day that I'm going to put a camera, a video camera, in my shed, my storage room, with all of my vintage crap, or a lot of it. And I'm thinking I'm putting a microphone and a camera in there so that when I want to, I can switch to that camera and then go into that room, turn the light on, and enter into that room and pull stuff off of the shelves and share it with you. Because that would be neat, you know. Maybe put a wide lens on it or something. I don't know. This is a fisheye lens here. This one here, I put a fisheye. It's not really a fisheye. It's just a kind of a up close zoom. So, yeah, I think that would be neat. The Day of the Triffids. I don't remember the video game, but I remember the movie. No, I'm thinking the Triffids with an F, double F, not double P. Triffids. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I could see it's a little bit glitchy. It's a little bit glitchy. I don't know what it is. Triffids. The Triffids, it's F's, I believe. Isn't it? Triffids. Yeah, Triffids. Yeah. Because that's, that there is in one of them their songs, right? It's in one of them their songs. It is in that song Science Fiction Double Feature, right? A Triffid. They spit poison and kill. Triffids, Triffids, Triffids. Triffids, Triffids. Totally. Unlike, what it is, the Little Shop of Horrors, right? That one just eats you. There you go. See? There you go. Watch listed. Excellent. Most excellent. All right, people. The house is starting to wake up. I got to eat some breakfast and go lay down and get ready for the day. So, yeah, people. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I totally appreciate it. Remember, it is viewer's choice all month long. So figure out what TV stuff you want to talk about. Come back tomorrow. Pick an album of the day. The first one to show up and give me a suggestion for an artist from the 80s and 70s and earlier, I'll try to pick something out. I'll try to accommodate you. And then we'll take it from there. Peace and love. You guys take care. Y'all know what to do, right? You've been through this enough. All right? Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Take care of each other. Go out into the world today and do something for yourself. But you know what? Do something for somebody else too. Why? Because it's good. Makes you feel good. Makes somebody else feel good. Makes the world a better place. Makes you a better person. All right? Take care of yourself. Take care. You know what? Most especially, stay weird. Because if you guys ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you, right? You gotta do it yourself. You gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the work, baby. Take care. Something to veg to. I totally dig it. That's the story of my life, baby. Something to veg to. All right, people. Be good to each other. I can't stress this enough. That's all you gotta do. You know, no matter who it is, just be nice. Fuck it if they're not nice to you. Doesn't mean you gotta change, right? Love you all. Take care. Thanks, Susan, for stopping by. Thank you, WW, for coming by and hanging out and talking. Thank you, Joey, who's already gone and in bed. I'll see you in a couple of days, brother. Until tomorrow, you guys take care. Be good. And adios.